Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Mellow Mama, and today I'll be talking all about Santa Claus and why I don't plan on ever integrating him into our holiday celebrations, whatever they may be. If you're new to my channel, welcome, what's up? I'm Kate and I talk all things conscious living and conscious respectful parenting with the help of tons and tons of books, resources, great blogs, and of course, my experience as a mom myself. All the things that I share and talk about on my channel are things that have personally really helped me develop a better, more loving, respectful relationship with my son and myself. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you're into it, please hit the subscribe button, the notification bell for notifications every time I post a new video. Follow me on Instagram at the Mellow Mama, and yeah, if you like this video at the end, please give it a thumbs up.
And how you make me smile, and how you make me smile, oh yeah. And how you make me smile, oh baby, how you make me smile.
So I must clarify before I begin that my household is a little bit different in regard to a lot of things. First of all, I'm a single parent. It's just me and my son Donovan. But also, I don't necessarily have any particular religious affiliation, and maybe I will one day, maybe I won't. I love prayer, I love meditation, I love the practice of gratitude, and I find value in all of the religious practices as long as they are making people, more generous, kind, loving individuals. For the time being, I really like to just pick and choose different practices that I learned from different books, maybe different religions, that make me feel and do better. My son, however, is actually half Jewish. He's half Israeli. His Abba and his whole other side of the family is from Israel, and that's why I speak Hebrew to him most of the time if I can. And of course, that's also why I honor the religious culture and identity that Donovan technically has. So regardless of the fact that I'm not personally Jewish, I like to honor, acknowledge, and respect the fact that the Jewish identity, faith, and culture will be and is a part of who Donovan is. So I do celebrate the Jewish holidays in my home. My family does as well. I do plan to host Shabbat dinners now that I have an apartment of my own. I'm sharing that with you so that you can understand the fact that we don't necessarily really need to have Santa in our house, period, with that in mind, because my son, my only child, I'm raising him as if he were Jewish, so Santa doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense. However, I was raised in a household that celebrated Christmas, and my parents love the idea of giving Donovan gifts and incorporating Santa into his life. They really would if I wasn't so adamant about not doing it, I think, which is why I really wanted to make this video. You might already know that my favorite question to ask myself and my mantra on a daily basis is, what am I teaching my son? A way to quickly get back into consciousness and bring awareness to your life is to ask yourself, what am I celebrating and why? How am I celebrating and why? Why am I doing what I'm doing? People have a tendency to celebrate a certain way just because that's the way they've done it forever and that's the way they were taught to do it, and they don't really ask any questions. I think that's how a religious holiday like Christmas turned into something completely different that it is today. The story of St. Nicholas is actually a beautiful one. It's about a man who was religious, a Christian man, that was super generous, and he was secretly giving money to these 3 young women for a dowry, I think. I probably should have done my research before, but I know that the dad ended up catching this individual, St. Nick, and St. Nicholas said, please, I'm just doing this to be nice, basically, like, let's keep it between us, let's keep it on the down low. And that's the story of St. Nicholas. It's such a beautiful story. What a great guy, what a generous person. Today, there are songs that say things like, you better watch out, you better not cry, better not pout, I'm telling you why, Santa Claus is coming to town. Okay, so with that line alone, I understand surveillance, negative perception of emotional regulation, bribery, manipulation, guilt, all the things that you want for your holiday season. None of which have anything to do with the spirit of Christmas, with the Christ-like qualities that St. Nicholas was demonstrating. Generosity, kindness, pureness of intention, good-heartedness, love. Anytime anything is rooted in behaviorism, I am simply not a fan. I don't believe in reward and punishment for my son, nor any child. There is literal science behind the fact that when our children do things from an intrinsic place, a self-motivated place, they enjoy it, and it's reinforced in a natural way that doesn't hinder our relationship with them. On the other hand, children that are rewarded are proven to get less enjoyment and fulfillment out of the good behavior that they've demonstrated. They're much less likely to do it again, especially without the promise of a reward afterward. The first concept that I want to cover is the general one that we get from Santa Claus. If you're a good boy or good girl this year, you will be rewarded with presents. We're not teaching our children to behave well and to do well for their own benefit, for their growth, for them to have a more happy, fulfilled life, but in the hopes of getting things, material gifts. Now, I have two things to say about this. First of all, what is good behavior? Most of the time when people say that their child is behaving badly, or when my son is being looked at and I'm being judged in a public environment, let's say a restaurant for example, it's because of heightened emotions, big dark feelings that my son is having a hard time processing, or your child is having a hard time processing. Disappointment, fear, confusion, tiredness, all very normal feelings that we all experience as human beings. So this idea, this concept of Santa Claus monitoring your behavior is really another way of saying, I don't want you to show me how you feel. You're only worthy of love and praise and rewards, material rewards, when you're good all the time, feeling good all the time. If you're having a hard time, if you're experiencing feelings that make me or other people uncomfortable, you're not worthy of love, praise, acceptance, and of course, the material rewards that we all want. And secondly, just that. The material focus here is just so unhealthy. Not just for our kids and their perception of what's important in life, but for us, our financial state, the clutter in our household, and the disorganization that ensues when we acquire way too many things. And of course, our earth, where we produce and throw away way too much stuff. Next, the story of Santa Claus that we tell kids today is a lie. It is a blatant lie. No one is actually coming down your chimney this Christmas Eve to give you a bunch of presents. Nobody is going to drink the milk and cookies that you place on the little table. There are not reindeer on your roof, nor can reindeer fly. They're a real animal. They can't fly. Santa is definitely not watching you all year long. That is so creepy. There is also not a mystical land where there are little elves building toys diligently, nor would they be toys like the ones that you find in a Target. That's just so strange to me. Kids trust us completely. We are the ones that help them develop their sense of reality. They are literally relying on us to tell them the truth about everything. In doing so, we help them develop their sense of security, sense of safety. Telling our children a bunch of continuous lies, no matter how well-intentioned the lies are, they're still lies. This is not going to help build a trusting, loving, respectful relationship between you and your child, or me and my son. Christmas is also supposed to be considered the season of giving, a season of joy in giving, in fact. What we do when we tell our kids this story of Santa Claus and prioritize gifts and material things on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day for good behavior, we are taking the focus completely away from something that actually could be pretty cool, which is unconditional love, giving, generosity. Those are great things that I wish people were doing year-round, myself included. We make it about them. The child is now focused on themselves, not others, not giving, not being a loving individual that wants to give their time and their love to other people. Their main concern is, what am I going to get? And in time, unfortunately, it even becomes, is what I got good enough? Did I even want this? We could easily reverse this by giving gifts in an unconditionally loving way, when it's sincere and from the heart, not based on behavior or anything really. Just, I wanted to give you this. It's with love that I give you this, with tenderness, that I thought of you and I thought this would be perfect for you. That's truly beautiful, and that's something that our children can really learn from and appreciate. And gift giving in that manner would actually probably inspire our children to do the same, because they would understand the joy that comes from receiving a gift. In general, I've just never heard anybody refer to Christmas as the season of receiving or the season of getting. Lastly, this is a religious holiday, so I do wonder why so many people celebrate it. I think maybe it's because we've been marketed to for so long. I understand from a perspective of someone that didn't grow up in a religious household per se, that Christmas is a joyful time. It is a time to build wonderful, lasting memories, and you can create wonderful traditions and be with family. Those are awesome things, but it is a religious holiday. So it's important to just reflect on those questions. What am I celebrating and why? And know the answer. How am I celebrating and why? Do they have anything to do with each other? Are they making you a better, happier person? Are they making your kids better, happier, more fulfilled people? Lastly, I just have to say that not telling your children about Santa Claus is not going to ruin Christmas for them. There are so many great opportunities to instill magic and wonderment into your child's life. So many. I'm sure if you're an adult person watching this video that you've had moments as an adult where you were in awe and you were just amazed by something. Something was magical to you and beautiful in a way that made you cry or speechless or just so moved. There are so many great ways to give those kind of experiences to your children. Whether it's just taking them to see the ocean, just breathe. Taking them for a hike, singing songs around a piano with your family, taking them to see a ballet, things like that. Those beautiful experiences and moments and traditions that are rooted in love and honesty and with the pure intention to connect, which is, I know that is why people want to celebrate with Santa. That's why they want to celebrate these holidays. It's the intention to connect with their child and to give their child these amazing moments and memories that they're going to have forever. But you can do that without celebrating Christmas. You can do that without celebrating any holiday in particular if you're not a religious person. There are so many wonderful experiences and moments to be shared, especially with your children, because everything is new for them. He's waving. Hello. I just ask that people consider this idea, you know, that there is another option. Hello. And your kids will enjoy themselves just as much. Imagine if you really did take the focus away from spending all this money and getting the right gifts and wrapping them and hiding them and going to all this Santa stuff, and this just made it about family, about giving your time and your love, about connecting. That is a holiday. That is a season that I definitely want to be a part of. And I know those are the kind of memories that my son will definitely thank me for and probably try to share with his children one day if he decided to have them. That's it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. As always, I just want to share my perspective, things that help me and help my son and I develop a wonderful relationship, in hopes that you guys can have the same. Like I said, I don't knock Santa. I don't hate Santa. I don't judge any parents that share Santa with their children, but this is just my personal choice and these are the reasons why. I know that everyone has the best intentions for their children and they just want to share such a special time with them. I completely understand that, but I just ask that you consider this perspective and give it some thought. Leave me a comment below if you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Same. If you could, in the comments below, leave me one of your favorite childhood memories or adult memories that was just so whimsical and magical and incredible that you want to share with your children one day. It can totally be related to the holidays. That would be awesome, to give people ideas of other things that they can do. But if not, that's okay too. I have new videos every Monday, Thursday, and Friday at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. Happy holidays. Aww. Bye-bye.